welcome to today's video. I was recently contacted by a company called Just Retainers for me to collaborate with them to bring an amazing product to you guys here on my YouTube channel, and it is their clear retainers. These retainers are done from the comfort of your home. It is so simple to do. It takes 3 easy steps and you can have retainers within a week. And also the price, you guys, is affordable. Let's just be honest, ortho treatment is not cheap. I put a little over $5 grand into these teeth in over a course of 18 months, and I want to do everything I can to possibly retain everything the braces have done for me. There's a few retainers that I'm very familiar with, 1 being the clear ones, 2 being the Holly, and 3 being the permanent bonded retainer that I have on my lower front 6. So with that being said, I'm going to show you guys real quickly the box that I received. So this is my kit. So you will receive your kit in the mail, and you can actually buy the full kit for your uppers and your lowers. Basically what you're going to do is you're going to mold your own impressions right at home. And inside your kit, if you get the uppers and the lowers, you're going to receive your trays, your upper and your lower, as well as your putty to use to mold together to put into the trays so that you can get impressions of your teeth. You get a blue one and a white one, and you will mix those 2 together, and you got to work really, really fast because that mold will harden super quick. So you got to do it within 30 seconds. When you do that, you will roll it up into like a log, and you will place it inside the tray, and then place the tray inside your mouth to get your impressions and hold it for roughly 6 minutes. Once you're done for the 6 minutes holding it in place, you will pull it out and you will have your teeth impressions. If you want to know if you got your impressions 100% done correctly before you send them back off to the company, you can actually send them pictures of your impressions and they will tell you whether or not they were done correctly or incorrectly. There is a video that is recommended for you to watch. I'll link it in the description below this video. If you decide to go through with buying you a kit, I will have a special promo code for you guys to get 10% off at the end of this video if you guys want to go check it out. Like I said, you can buy the uppers and the lowers for $115, which is a lot cheaper. I'm saying this, a lot cheaper than paying $150 for just the uppers and then $150 for the lowers. That is what it costs anyways where I'm at. So roughly $300 for me to get both uppers and lowers. It is very common for retainers to break, and it's not even less common for them to go lost or missing. So having a backup pair is a very, very good plan B. I've already been in a predicament where I've needed my backup pairs. So keep watching this video if you want to see how this process works and how simple and easy it is for you to make your own retainers right from the comfort of your home. So step 1, you're going to mold your impressions. Step 2, you're going to mail your impressions back to the company, Just Retainers, and wait approximately 1 week or so, and then they will mail you your retainers back to you. It'll come in a nice kit. If I'm not mistaken, I believe that they also send you your molds, so that is pretty cool as well. So you got those on hand for in case you want to get some more made. You don't have to do your impressions again. You can send your 3D molds back to them. Also, if you've got 3D molds already from your orthodontist, you can actually send those in instead of doing your impressions with their kit. So there's a few options there for you guys. Let's go ahead and get started on making these impressions. Just Retainers product review. In this part of the clip, you're going to see my retainers that arrived in my mail approximately 1 week later. Now, I'm going to give you a heads up. I actually had to do my impressions 4 times. No joke. It could be a variable of reasons. 1, I wasn't putting enough pressure. 2, I was putting too much pressure. 3, I have a lot of teeth. And 4, I have a wide arch on both upper and lowers. Overall, the process is fairly easy and simple. The company was so kind and generous to work with me for me to get these impressions just right. This is something that can happen, so please do not rely on Just Retainers for an emergency retainer because it is a time-consuming process. You've got to be able to get these molds just right the first time. That's why it's very crucial to go over all instructions and abide by all the rules so that you can get it right the first time so you're not out a little extra more. So like I said, I had to do it 4 times, you guys. And I have to say, I feel a little bit of gratitude here because they've never seen this happen before. So I'm like the first, but I have a lot of teeth. I've got all my teeth. I've got wisdoms. I never had no extractions when I went into braces. I did this 100% no extractions. So I'm going to show you guys the first set up close that I did. I gotta make sure this is the right one, and it is. Okay, so the first set that I did, I sent them pictures and they stated that you didn't do it right. Your teeth actually broke through the putty and you can see the yellow part of the tray. They were kind enough to send me another set. So they sent me 2 more trays, 1 upper, 1 lower, and 4 more sets of putty, which is the blue and the white. You got to mix each color per set. And this is what I got on the first try. And I'm going to show you exactly why I didn't get it right the first time so that you guys don't make the mistake that I made. So right here, as you can see on my uppers, I had broke through the putty. I had my teeth too far up in the front and too much pressure was applied. Now, what they want to see is all of your gum line. They do want to see that. So I did that very well. I just pushed it too hard in the fronts. So that messed that one up. You can see here that I didn't put enough pressure and I needed more pressure for the lowers, which I did, but again, it broke through, but I needed the pressure along the backs so that it could get more of my gum line. So you gotta put the pressure on there, but you gotta do it just right. So this here is the first set that I did that was incorrect. Pretty self-explanatory on why I didn't get those right the first time. Now, the second time that they sent me my kit, I still didn't do it right. This time around, I didn't put enough pressure. So I was thinking, okay, the first time I put too much pressure, second time around, I'll just put a little less pressure. No. As you can see here, I did not get good impressions of my back teeth. I barely dented in that putty with my back teeth, and they really need that gum line. And as you can see, not very much for the fronts, but I didn't puncture the putty, so that's a good thing. On the fronts, it was almost perfect. Almost perfect, but again, I needed that gum line and I just didn't have enough of that showing. Now I do have a picture of my 4th and final set, which I sent off, so I do not have that on hand, but I sent that off. Now when they sent me my 3rd box, they actually sent me 2 sets per uppers and lowers in case I messed up again. And the first time that I did it with that 3rd box, I did mess up again. The 4th time, I got it almost perfect. It was perfect enough to get my retainers. One thing I do want to point out is they do offer insurance for your retainers. So within the first year, if you lose them or you break them, you can get a replacement at a lower cost. Now, when I received my kit, it came in this nice bubble wrapped envelope to ensure that all its contents were kept safe and sound, nothing would get damaged. The great thing about this is they had also sent me my 3D molds. They also sent me a thank you card, which was very nice and generous of them considering what all they went through to make sure that I got my impressions right so that I could bring this review to you all. And it's a good thing that I'm able to announce my mishap and where I went wrong, because this can happen to anybody. I just happen to have been there first to be able to sponsor a video and show you guys what can happen during these impressions and why you should not use this as an emergency. So if you are considering doing your own impressions at home through Just Retainers, I do want to let you know, please have a backup set. Do this before you have any retainers missing or breaking, because you do not want to be stuck in that predicament. If that's the case, you want to go through your orthodontist. Now, because I went through 4 different sets of impressions before I got it right, I will point out that if you have 3D molds done at your orthodontist, you can actually send those into Just Retainers and they can make your retainers based off of that. So you don't actually have to buy the upper and lower kit for $115. But you do have to pay to have the molds sent in so that they can still make your retainers. And I'll have that linked in this video here for you guys. Also, like I said, they have insurance, so that's good up to a year, and you can renew that if you want to. Also, if you mess up doing your impressions, they can send you extra putty or extra trays. The trays are actually reusable. You can pull the putty out. It does harden really, really fast. So you've got 30 seconds from the time you take it out of its packaging to mix the 2 colors together. And then you've got another 30 seconds. You can get it just right in the tray. Of course, you got to roll it into a log and then press it down. Make sure you got all of its margins perfect into that tray. Otherwise, you're going to have some teeth falling off of that putty and it's not going to get your impressions very well. They sent me my own 3D molds, which I did not have at my orthodontist because I just had to call my orthodontist to have one of my retainers checked up on because it had a crack in it. And I asked them, well, do y'all have my 3D molds where you can just not do the impressions and you can, you know, do it off of that and then I can just come in and pick up my molds? They don't, because they said sometimes they break the teeth when doing that. So a good thing is at Just Retainers, you can have your own 3D molds. They're $35 for you to get them. A very inexpensive and time less consuming thing, because going through impressions like I did, guys, it took me a while. So that's why it took me a couple months to get this video up, because I was not getting my impressions right. But it happens, it really does. It happens to the best of us. But these are my 3D molds of my teeth, you guys. They are in such good shape. They did such an amazing job considering that I was having such an issue trying to get my impressions. I mean, I am just phenomenal at the quality and the professionalism of Just Retainers and what they can bring for you. So here are my bottoms. And they did, like I said, such a good job on those. Let me dim my light down here a little bit so it's not so bright. There we go. So you can see here, every tooth is there. It's accounted for. Even my wisdoms, that's my lowers. Here are my uppers. They did such a fantastic job. Again, they got my wisdoms in there. But like I said, you can get your own 3D molds for an additional $35. Sorry about that. And they did such a good job. So I got these. Now, if I ever need more retainers, I can just send these in and I don't have to do impressions. I can actually ask my orthodontist if they could even make my retainers off of these 3D molds if I wanted. That way I've got them. And that will help keep your teeth retained where they're at for all time. Because when you don't have 3D molds, our teeth do shift and move. So are you guys ready for the exciting part? Of course you are, the part that we've been waiting for, my retainers. So they send your retainers in a really nice white, simple case. There's nothing fancy about it. It's just very simple, you know, and that's what I like about it. So inside are my super clear and clean, non-foggy retainers. And of course, when you put them in the first time, they are very, very tight. So here are my uppers. Perfect. And they fit. They just need to be broken to a little bit more because, like I said, they're brand new, but they're there and they work. There's no looseness in the uppers, and it actually goes all the way back to my wisdoms, which I didn't need the wisdoms. They said that they usually cut the wisdoms out, but these here weren't cut out. But whenever I emailed them, they said I could actually take a file and I can file out the wisdom part of it, or they'll just make me some new ones. So here are the lowers, and I do have a little bit of an issue with the lowers only because the wisdoms are there. Check this out. Perfect. So here are the retainers. Like I said, they're new. So talking with these in versus my other ones is a little tough because they're not broken into yet. Perfect. So seeing me do my impressions, you guys, those 4 times that I had to do it and go through it, it was actually worth it. I think this is really a great idea for anybody who don't have a lot of money to be able to spend into getting more retainers, because let's face it, we're human, things happen. We can break our retainers by accident or whatever. We can accidentally misplace them, we can lose them, forget them somewhere. The great thing about it is they have your molds, so you don't have to worry about having to go back in and do these impressions again. So I'm going to suggest, if you go through Just Retainers to get you some retainers, I highly suggest you go ahead and go through and get the molds too for an additional $35. So $115 gets you the upper and the lower set. So you'll get your upper tray, your lower tray, as well as the blue and white putty to mix together per set. So you're gonna get a total of 4 putties in your kit. And if you want to, you can purchase the insurance. It's an additional $45. And also the 3D molds, like I said, are an additional $35 as well. But this, guys, save yourself some time and go with the 3D molds. I promise you, you won't regret it. If you have your wisdom teeth, that's okay. If you have a bonded retainer, that's okay. They have ways of working around that, you guys. So no worries there. Thank you all so much for watching, and if you have any questions or comments, post them below. I want to thank Just Retainers for sponsoring this review and being so patient with me and getting these impressions right and being able to share this amazing product with you guys, because now a majority of you here on my YouTube channel are either in braces or just recently coming out of braces or fixing to come out of braces, and retainers is kind of your your necessity. You got to have the retainers. This is something that I'm going to have for the rest of my life, even though I'm not in braces anymore. It's not something that I'm just going to be able to get away with wearing a little bit for the first couple of years and then here and there, you know, for the rest of my life. These things are going to a nursing home with me. That is how long I have to stay in these retainers. But anyways, thank you all so much for watching. Questions or comments, post them below. All links will be in the description below this video as well. And I will see you guys back here again for my next update. Bye guys.